Yeah, hi everybody. Andrew Kerr from Network Migration Services. It's been quite a while since I've actually done a blog, and apologies for that. We've just been pretty hectic here, keeping up with, what's been happening internationally, locally, as elections in South Africa. As you're well aware, those of you who are living in South Africa and internationally are probably aware that we just recently had the elections. We've got parties amalgamating together that maybe should or shouldn't be. I'm not a politician, so I'm not going to get into that. The reason for this particular blog is twofold, really. One is just to try to keep you up to date with what's happening with New Zealand migration at the moment. It's extremely difficult, hence the lack of blogs. There's been some few decisions made by the Minister, the Right Honourable Erica Stanford, that you either agree with or don't. I'm not going to get into that yet, but she hasn't made some decisions that we're all waiting for. Some of course, the trades occupations that haven't been added to green list yet. We're very grey on will they be, or is there going to be a separate industry sector agreement for those types of things like they have for caregivers and they used to have for the transport sector, etc. A new parent visa that's supposed to be coming out this year. She hasn't announced that yet. And, potential changes, of course, to residency processes that she also hasn't announced. I've been expecting these announcements since March, April this year. Personally, we do liaise quite closely with the New Zealand Association for Migration and Investment, the NZAMI, and they are also slightly in the dark. They're presenting scenarios and suggestions to the Minister as and when, of course, she gets the time to meet with them. But anyway, so the reason for the blog today is just on that. I believe we're going to have some pretty positive announcements, I hope, in the next sort of 4 to 6 weeks, or hopefully by the end of July or by the end of August anyway. But I also wanted to just bring to the attention of the general public. Ladies and gentlemen, there's well over 1,000 immigration advisors for New Zealand. When I say well over, I think there's about 1,200. I mean, you can look on the IAA website, Immigration Advisors website, and you can search for advisors on that site. The majority of them, 90% of them, are based in New Zealand, and of course the rest of us are based offshore, like myself. I have offices in New Zealand as well, in Auckland, but I'm based in South Africa. I'm based in Johannesburg, as those of you who have been watching my blogs and of course maybe watching some of my webinars know this. But I am a New Zealander, and I've been doing this for 33 years. So I'm very proud of the team I have. I have over 20 team members that work with NMS. We have our own recruitment company now in Auckland, NMS Recruit. We are very focused on trying to help our clients find jobs. And that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. We have our own recruitment division. We have our own recruitment training division. We have our job search training, our job search marketing. We're not only will we work with you on sending you the right people to, of course, send your CVs to, etc., and job train you on how to conduct yourself in interviews and the best way to approach the New Zealand job market, but we will actually be sending CVs with you and for you. So I believe we're one of the very few agencies, if not the only one out there, that actually gets that heavily involved with the job hunting. I'm not decrying other agencies at all. Everybody's got their own business model. But one thing I wanted to bring up is I'm not aware of another agency out there that frankly cares as much as we do. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been doing this for 33 years. We're in a service industry. So yes, of course, network hasn't been perfect all the time. Nobody can be perfect all the time. But what we do is we stand up and be counted. And I'm extremely proud to say of the thousands and thousands of families that we've immigrated, we have a 99.9% success rate. And we can literally prove that. But if there is an issue with a client, we jump on it. We jump on it immediately, and it's fixed. It's fixed to mine and, of course, the client's satisfaction. And saying that, we have governing bodies that monitor us. And if the clients aren't happy, they can use these governing bodies to report any inappropriate behaviour on behalf of the individual or the company. Be careful. Make sure you're always using a licensed agent to have initial consultations with. There are a lot of companies out there that don't do that. They allow non-licensed agents to give the initial consultations to people. There are a couple in Africa that do that. Be extremely careful of that. It's against the rules. And they do say to you, well, no. I've been fully informed by my licensed agent as to what I can and cannot tell you, etc. That's BS, guys. I mean, you're not allowed to do that. The initial introduction must always come from a licensed agent or a provisionally licensed agent. And I'm proud to say that we have a couple of those within the company already. But just a little bit of a concerning thing, and I know this is a long blog, so I hope I haven't bored you, but one of the companies that I've held in reasonably high esteem in the past few years is showing a complete lack of care and a lack of interest in their clients. And when I say their clients, I mean their clients. We've had 3 consultations today with clients that are using this particular company. I'm not going to mention their name, all right? But they're using the agents where the agent has turned around to the individual and the family and said, well, I'm sorry, you don't have a pathway to residency, bye-bye, go back to your home country. I mean, give me a break. All right. I mean, why would you not look at other pathways? Of these 3 particular clients we spoke to, 2 of them actually do have residency pathways. It's just this other company couldn't be bothered to look. They didn't even ask what the spouses do. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to use someone, please make sure you're using somebody that cares as much about this as you do. All right. This is your life we are talking about here. This is the future of yourself, your spouse, your children, and of course your future. Going to a new country. It's major. It's incredibly expensive. So use someone who is going to look after you, who's going to take the same amount of care in this process as you would if you were doing it on your own. Okay? And, please log on to our webinar tonight if you've got the time. If not, email me, andrew@networkmigration.com, with any questions you've got. Even if you're using another agent, I'm happy to advise you and point you in the right direction. I'm not going to step on the toes of the other agent at all. I'm just going to say, what can and cannot be done and potential options for you if you're having a few issues with, of course, not only getting into New Zealand, but you might already be in New Zealand and trying to gain residency.